I hereby vow that I will never take one of those alternative routes again, in the hope and expectation that it will save me time and effort. I'm just walking through and out of the city of Avile. Had a good night in the albergue, slept well. I was so tired after that rest day. My legs were aching, but I feel good this morning. I made myself a peanut butter and banana wrap for breakfast. I've just had another cup of coffee. I've been to the post office to pick up my money transfer, and I bought a lottery ticket for the Christmas Eve lottery. But well, what do you know? I can see the sea again, and that was unexpected. Now just up ahead here, I'm gonna have to make a choice about whether or not I want to take the official route on the Camino del Norte, which looks like it twists and turns all over the place, doubles back on itself almost, or just go in a straight line. So I think what I'll do is I'm just going to go in a straight line and follow an alternative route, and hopefully that will be easier. I've been walking for just over an hour, covered a distance of just over 5 kilometers, so pretty good in terms of pace. And now if I continue straight ahead here, this is the long straight road, and if I turn left, then there's a windy road that pretty much takes me to the same place. So I'm going to go along the roadside here just for a while, see whether I can make up a bit of distance and time. I don't know why, but that's what I'm going to try and do. And yeah, let's see how it goes for a while. Well, my GPS is sending me on a merry dance, I can tell you. Just coming into the town of Piedras Blancas, white stones, and I've been off track for a while. But a man just told me that if I keep walking along this road, I'll get back onto the Camino in the end, and I can see that there's a yellow arrow just ahead. Well, trial and error. I think that was a little bit more error than trial. I think what this teaches is that these alternative routes are not necessarily the shortest or the easiest by any stretch of the imagination. Well, according to the arrows, I'm now back on track-ish, and I'm a bit frustrated with that past half hour being offline and not really knowing where I was going. My GPS was all over the place, telling me to go right, left, up, right, down, I don't know what. Anyway, I've now resorted to my default baseline, which is to stop and have a cup of coffee and eat something. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning, so yeah, these will be some early lunch, second breakfast, call it what you like. As you can see, I'm back on the Camino. I had to double back about half a kilometre, but I feel that it's worth it being on track. Less likely to get lost, of course, and I hereby vow that I will never take one of those alternative routes again, in the hope and expectation that it will save me time and effort. Today hasn't really been my day, has it? I'm off trail again, and I'm just trying to get myself back onto the pathway. I'm going to go through this fairly thick undergrowth, and yeah, I can see that I'm not too far off from the track that I'm supposed to be on, but this little pathway wasn't what I was expecting at all, and every step is proving to be a bit of a challenge, because there are nettles, rocks, all kinds of obstacles to get across and get around. Added to all of that is I'm really tired. I want to stop for today, and this is just kind of like adding to the frustration a little bit. The soles of my feet are plastered. I don't have a blister, I know that, but what I do have is probably a hotspot, and that's hardly surprising given the amount of road walking that I've done, and also the amount of trekking that I'm now doing on this pathway. I have to keep stopping every 100 meters to check my phone to make sure that I'm going in the right way, and that's also proving to be a real pain in the backside, because the signage here is very, very poor, and I missed a arrow way back there, and well, maybe that's my fault, but yeah, when things don't go well, they don't go well. And I've just been thinking again that with trial and error, when there's more error than trial, more downside than upside, you really do pay dearly for everything that happens. Well, I didn't like that at all. Too narrow and a bit dangerous in my opinion. I've reached Muros de Nalón, and yeah, this was my original destination, but I was going to be quite happy to stop earlier because I'm feeling so tired, but I've had a bit of a second wind and I'm flying up this hill here, so to speak, much to my surprise. Anyway, I think I'm about 400 meters away from somewhere where I may be able to stay for the night. They have a limited number of beds, and I reckon that if there's one left of me, then fortune is really smiling on me today. So the good news is I managed to reach the hostel Casa Carmina. I was the second to last person to check in, and they only had a top bunk available, and so I took that, and I was very grateful. Only difficulty was that in the middle of the night I needed to get down from there to go to the toilet, but it wasn't such a bad experience after all, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to have a bed for the night. So everything turned out well in the end.